Okay, so Dan, this is your updated feedback. Having met with you and you told me it's further down the post, so I can see here you've put your cutting to the beat and your lip syncing guide on there. Just be careful of the layout because there's a big white line in the middle of all this, which is very difficult to see, and you change fonts. That's a bit of a concern in terms of the presentation there. You do need to spend a little bit more time on it. A couple of other things, I can't see a lot of this because it's in grey. You've got a spelling mistake on arc there, in that arc is ARC and it is also not an angle, it is a camera movement. So I'll refer you back to the post that we did in class where we went through what the movements were and what the angles were. So the class lesson was 2.1.1 under October, very last post. That gives you the guides that we looked at. This video right here will show you the different movements and how they create emotion, and you'll see the correct spelling of arc on there and the fact that it's a movement. Okay, so going back to your blog, if we have a look through here, so again, it's not an angle, so I wouldn't be able to give you that on there. Also, you're spelling arc in a second way that's also incorrect. You're not really telling me what it's for or what it's about. The world revolves around the artist or the track, but it's not showing me how that is in context. So I think whilst that is a merit, if you solve the spelling mistake, you need to be aware that it's not an angle and it's actually a movement. So we're kind of on a low merit there really, but you would need to change the mistakes. Now handheld, I can't read it because obviously it's grey on a grey background, so you would need to amend that if we were going to actually give you the marks for it. So now I've highlighted it. You've given me the reason. It make it look edgy, intimidating and dangerous. That's a handheld camera. It's not really a how-to guide. It's not really telling me about how you would film a handheld camera. So again, I'd probably expect some of that in there. Okay, you've mentioned about handheld camera here. The artist in distress. Okay, that's good. This is interesting, but they seem to be very similar genres. So my concern there would be the fact that we're not really looking at how handheld cameras are used differently in genres, so that's going to prevent you from really looking at the distinction criteria at the moment. Although I think with most of this we are secure on the merit, although it's a more probably lower merit. Okay, zoom shot again, it's in grey so I can't see it. It's actually, if you look at the blog post for the homework, not a zoom shot that you were asked to write about. It was actually 2.1 homework. I believe it was actually a crash zoom that you were asked to talk about. So again, this isn't really a crash zoom. You have correctly said it makes the artist feel claustrophobic and shows the subject is uncomfortable, and you have been specific here, so that is a merit for you there. Again, same thing with this, can't really read it. However, you have spelt it correctly and the terminology is correct. Shows a dominance of the artist. Yeah, I could do with a bit more in this about. Yeah, actually, that's good. I think that works. What you'd have to do for the higher grades here, though, is talk about the fact that you're referencing an awful lot of hip hop videos. So why is the movement and angle so inherently important when you're doing hip hop music videos? Okay, here we've got track away. Again, this is better in hip hop music videos, especially used to show intensity and power. So Dan, this is actually quite good. I have to say, on the whole, apart from those two mistakes, this is far more improved, and looks like you put a lot more time into this. Again, if we look through the wheel that we had some of the merit answers on, it shows that you're not only taking some notes, but you're also using some of these things that I gave you here. So again, I'd just revisit some of these and make sure that you've incorporated them. But that's good, and you found me the examples. These bits would need finishing off. So overall, looks like we're working onto a kind of a secure merit for this one. I think I need a little bit more about the use of them in some other genres if you wanted to go for higher. But well done, that's a vast improvement on previous work.